Okay, this one we did know. Yes. Make an array. I will write the answer now. Now, simply, you also can work with me. In this particular case, return equals to 1 plus 9.5 minus 10 divided by 10. Answer may be 0.05. It can be say as 5. Okay. Now, this is the past paper question 2019. මේ 2019 you can ගිය අවුරුද්දේ past paper එකේ ලකුණු 4කට මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ අහලා තියෙනවා. But this area didn't touch. Okay. Then prices of stock and dividends over last 4 years are given in the table below. Now calculate the return as a percentage for this stock for 4 years separately. මේ අවුරුදු 4ට separately returns calculate කරන්න. Okay. Now let's see. Separately we need to calculate. Our equation is what? Return in the sense I will say R. No, return equals to B plus PT minus PT minus 1 divided by PT minus 1. This is the equation. So here each year we need to calculate the separately. So here draw a table like this. මේ වගේ table එකක් ගහගන්න. First here stock price, dividend. Then here we are going to calculate the return. Okay. Then here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stock price also have been given 225, 220, 240, 238, then 265. Dividends 0, no, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, I will show to the case in case of first year. So here dividends return can be calculated. D in the sense 10 plus PT, now price 220 minus previous year price 225 divided by last year price 225. Okay, ඔයාලා value එක දාගන්න වෙනවා. ඔයාලා value එක ඔය column එකේ දාගන්න. Okay, now next year dividends 10 plus current price 240 minus 220 divided by 220. Okay, this year third year 10 plus 238 minus 240 divided by 238. And last year, year 4, 10 plus 265 minus 238 divided by 265. Values together. If you have at the same time while you are doing, if you have any doubts, now you can ask. If you have any doubts, please ask. And someone can please put the answers also. 1, 2, 3, 4 answers also. Third year, the year 3, year 3. Yes. Okay. Sorry, yeah. This should be 2, 4. Yes. Yes. Last one should be 238. මං අර ඔයාලා හරියට බලන් ඉන්නවද කියලා අවධානයෙන් ඉන්නේ බලන්නේ වෙනස් කර. Okay. Please put the answers. Okay, someone please put the answers in the chat box, then others can check. Okay. Okay, now already I explained the term risk in general by using the general idea. So now we can go for the define the term risk. Okay, risk can be, here I have defined the variability of returns from those are expected, as I explained in earlier also. Something vary from which we expected. What rate of return do you expect on your investment in this year? What rate you actually earn, the difference. Does it matter if it is a bank or a share or a stock? Anything, any investment, when it's become a finance, risk can be defined the variability of return. Let's see how it can be happen. Now let's see. In case of a share, that means expected return. Expected return, let's say rupees 100. Now with the things happening in the business world, simply in the financial market, okay, there is let's say possibility of receiving this 100, and there is a possibility of not receiving this 100 too. Okay, it can be 90, it can be 20, let's say 80, it can be let's say 70, or otherwise it can be 110. Those also risks, no positive risk. It can be 120, it can be 130. So there is a possibility of different possibilities of happening this. Okay, I just go. එතකොට මේ වගේ එන්න පුළුවන්. 70 වෙන්න පුළුවන් probability එකක් තියෙනවා. There is a probability of being 80 or 90 වෙන්න පුළුවන් probability එකක් තියෙනවා. 100 අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන එකම ලැබෙන probability එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay, and then things may like this. Let's say in case of a savings account, we are investing in a savings account. Investment is putting money in a savings account. Then expected return in investing, maybe it's ₹4. Then at that time, අපි ඉතුරු කිරුමක දැම්මොත් එහෙම for only some small fluctuations can be happen. It can be 3 or it can be 5. Okay, then possible results are not that much of vary. Positive results ඒ තරම vary වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Savings account එකෙන් අපිට 4ක් විතර ලැබෙන්න පුළුවන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන්. මේ government bank එක දැම්මොත් ඉතින් ඔක 4 sure නේ. Simply we can say those are the risk free. Okay, but let's say we are investing in a pyramid. Pyramid schemes. When we are investing in pyramid scheme, අපි රුපියල් 4ක් බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් pyramid scheme එක ආයෝජනය කරනවද? නෑ, රුපියල් 4ක් බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් රුපියල් pyramid scheme එක ආයෝජනය කරන්නේ. අපි ඒක බැංකුවේ දානවා, risk එකක් නෑ. එහෙනම් share market එකටත් වඩා වැඩි බලාපොරොත්තුවක් තියාගෙන තමයි අපි pyramid scheme එකකට යන්නේ. Pyramid. Then expected return may be ලොකු හීන නෙමවන්නේ. ලොකු හීන තමයි පුතේ මවන්නේ pyramids. Then expected return may be black නෙමෙයි. Really high. But the thing is, see, ඔය බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන විදිහටම වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. And it can be 1 lakh. Or it can be a 0. දැන් අපි දාන එකක් නැති වෙනවනේ. It can be a -1 lakh. දාන එකක් නැති වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. Or it can be a 0. Or it can be a 1000. 1000ක් විතර එන්නත් පුළුවන්. It can be a 50,000. Okay, sometimes I මුල ඉන්න කට්ටියට ඔක එහෙම තියෙනවනේ. It can be greater than this. Okay, it can be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million too. So possible results are there. Are so many possible results are there. ඔතනින් එකක් තමයි. Okay, then we can identify that in this particular case. Okay, දැන් මෙතන මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Possible results අඩුයි. 4 එක්ක 3 වුණා, එක්ක 5 වුණා. Less variance. That means low risk. Risk එක ඉතාම අඩුයි. But see the expected return in these cases. Risk එක අඩුයි. Expected return එක. Here also we are having a risk. Okay, than the investing in a savings account. Here also we are having a certain risk than this. Okay, here very high. Risk is very high. That's why we are investing. As we are investing in a risky investment, this is a risky investment. So we are expecting more. මේ risk investment එකකට යනකොට අපි උදේ පිරමීඩ් වල ආයෝජනය කළ රුපියල් 4ක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. පිරමීඩ් වලට යනවා නම් අපි 1 lakh 2 lakhs 3 lakhs lakhs වලින් millions වලින් තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. millions වලින් තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. බලන්න ඔය පිරමීඩ්ස් කමෙන්ට් වීලුවට හොඳයි. නයිට් එකක් ගන්න එම් මරු එහෙම කෙනෙක් අල්ලගත්තම හීනමවනවා. ඔයාලත් අහුවෙනවා. අහුවෙච්ච ඇත්ත. Okay, things like that. So if we are having more possible results, අපිට possible results ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා නම් that means very අපි හිතන දේට වඩා වෙනත් දෙයක් වෙන්න තියෙන ඉඩකඩ වැඩි. got it? වෙන්න තියෙන දේට වඩා වෙනත් දෙයක් වෙන්න තියෙන ඉඩකඩ වැඩි. අර ක්‍රිකට් ගහනකොට අර low risk shot high risk shots කියලා දෙන high risk shots කියලා කියන්නේ when we are playing a high risk shot, then let's say scoop, then there is a high edge වල ගිහින් catch එකක් යන්න ඉඩ කඩ වැඩි. එතකොට ඔළුවේ වදින්න තියෙන ඉඩ කඩ වැඩි. Those are high risk shots. But forward defense අපි forward defense එකට යනකොට it's less risky, but we just expecting to have a 1 or 2 one run or 2 by giving the forward defense. But by proven scoop, we expected the boundary, but there is a high risk. Out වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එක ලකුණක් එන්න පුළුවන්, injured වෙන්න පුළුවන්, results වෙන්න පුළුවන්, results වැඩි. නමුත් forward defense එක වර්ධින්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් වර්ධින්න තියෙන ඉඩකඩ අඩු. That is less risk. I think got the point. Okay, this is the risk in finance market. So simply here we can come to a conclusion. අපිට මෙතන conclusion එකකට එන්න පුළුවන්. What is the conclusion? What is the relationship between risk and return? What is the relationship between risk and return? Tell me. It's Jasima. Is there any positive relationship? Did I tell a positive relationship? Is there a positive relationship risk and return? Jasima, did I say like that? Monkey over him? Anyone?
When risk increases, return will increase.
Sorry?
When risk increases, the return will increase.
No, there is no any relationship between risk and return. There is a relationship between risk and expected return. Okay, got the point? Api metana here, Jasima, here we are expecting high return. Even though this is risk, yes, this is risk. Because of that, we are expecting a high return. Api make a risk, as we are investing in this pyramid, we are not going to have a return like this. Okay, so keep in mind there is no any relationship between risk and return, but there is a positive relationship between risk and expected return. Okay, there is a positive relationship between risk and expected return. That's the conclusion. Okay, there is a positive relationship between risk and expected. Always we should use this word, expected return. Okay, always use the term expected, otherwise it's wrong. I think now you are having an idea. Now you know what is return, what is risk. Generally, what is known as risk. How risk happening, how risk is happening, how investors are dealing with risk in financial markets. I think now you are having the idea. Is that okay up to now? Shall we move? මේක අමාරුයි. ඒ නිසායි මම හිමින්ට පැහැදිලි කර යන්නේ. Okay. Yes. Okay. Please, anyone, please ask questions. Okay. Anytime through chat box, you can ask anytime. Whatever the time, I will explain. At my best, I will try to explain these things. Okay. Now let's move. Now the things which you studied. You may study these things in business mathematics and statistics. You may discuss how to calculate variance, how to calculate standard deviations, how to calculate probabilities. සමහර කට්ටිය මාත් එක්ක කතා කරනකොට සර් මේව හැදුවට කොහොමද මේව අපිට ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන්නේ කියලාත් අහලා තියෙනවා. Here we are going to use this, but actually no need to this nowadays, no need to calculate these things. We can go through these figures and you can take your decisions, but in this level you should know how to calculate these things too. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් bachelor level එකේදී එහෙම නැත්නම් HND A level එකේදී ඔයාලා දැනන් ඉන්න ඕනේ මේක කොහොම practice කරන්න ඕනේ කොහොමද එතකොට තමයි foundation එක set වෙන්නේ. So you may remind that probability distribution may either discrete or continuous distributions තියෙන්න පුළුවන්, discrete distributions තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. So a discrete means X can assume one of the countable, usually finite number of values. So number of values අපිට මේ දේවල් තියෙන්නේ කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඒවල් කියනවා discrete distributions. While a continuous distribution means that X can assume one of an infinite uncountable එන්න පුළුවන් results අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. මේවයි කියලා කියන්න බෑ. Those known as continuous. So in this case also we may have a data sets like in both ways, discrete or continuous. Let's see. දැන් ඔබ මං අහන්න යන්නේ ඔබ මතක් කරලා නේද? ගිය සතියක මතක නැති අපි මේ first year second semester වල ඉගෙන ගත්තා නේද? Okay, let's move. First, now we are going to calculate the expected return. So how to calculate expected return? Normally we know this as R bar කියලා කියන්නේ expected return. Okay, expected return equals to ඔයාලා හරියට ඔයාලා statistics වල මොකද්ද මේ calculate කරේ කියලා මතක් කරගන්න. Expected return equals to sigma Ri into Pi. Here R in the sense expected return for the assets. කියන්නේ අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ප්‍රතිලාභය. Ri in the sense return for the ith possibility. That means possible results. මම අතන කිව්වේ 80ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, 80ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, 40ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. It can be a 80, it can be a 40. When it's become a savings account, invest in a putting money in savings account, just having just few possible results are there. Those things. Pi in the sense probability. 80ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් probability එක. What is the probability of getting a 80 as a return? What is the possibility of getting the 100 as a result? That is known as Pi. N is the total number of possibilities. Now here when it becomes discrete, we can identify the number of possibilities. Okay, N is the number of possibilities. Okay, let's see. Okay, Ri into Pi, sigma Ri into Pi. Let's go into calculate. අපි දැන් බලමු කොහොමද expected return එක calculate කරන්න කියලා. Let's see. Okay, write down this. අපි මේකේ දැන් now we have been given there is a possibility of 10%. That means 0.1 in the sense 10% possibility of having a return of minus 0.5. Okay, there is a 20% possibility of having a return of minus 0.03. There is a 40% possibility of having a return of 0.09. There is a 20% of possibility to having a return of 0.21. There is a 10% possibility of having a return of 0.33. එතකොට මේ return එන්න මේ possibilities තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔක්කොම possibilities එකතු කරාම 1 එන්න ඕනේ. ඒවා stat වල කතා කරන්න ඇති. Now we are going to calculate expected return for this stock. That means BW. Expected return එක calculate කරන්න යන්නේ. Okay. ගහගන්නකොට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේ දෙක note කරගන්න. So here this is our equation. මේක තමයි අපේ equation එක. Sigma RI PI. කියන්නේ RI PI වල එකතුවයි ගන්න ඕනේ. So first of all let's have a column. ඔයාලත් මාත් එක්කම කරන්න. Let's have a column called RI PI. Now what we need to do, this one into this one. මේක මේකෙන් ගුණ කරන්න. So here ගුණ කළා කියන්නේ minus 0.015, here minus 0.006, then here plus කියන්න හදලා 0.036, here 0.24 දශම 0.042 බලන්න මම හදනවා හරිද කියලා. Then 33 in the sense 0.033. Now get the total. Sigma කියන්නේ එකතු. එහෙනම් මේක ගුණ කරලා A ටිකේ එකතුව තමයි. Now let's say expected return. We are calculating expected return. It is known as R bar. Then R bar equals to මේ ටිකේ එකතුව. Here what is that? R bar equals to, what is the equation which I told? This one. Sigma RI PI. Can you tell me the answer, please? 0.09. Then in this case, expected return or the R bar is 0.0. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Now this is the return. එතකොට මේක තමයි return එක. Expected return. Now let's move to calculate the risk Okay, normally we can calculate the risk using standard deviation and the variance. You know that variance in the sense power to value of standard deviation, and here we are going to use calculate the standard deviation. Okay, when it's become discrete distribution, that means what we have මේ වගේ distribution එකක් නම් this is the way. That means outputs are countable, expected results are countable. Then at that time we can use this equation ri minus r bar power 2 into pi sigma value. Okay, now let's calculate. So first of all, now we have calculate the r bar. දැන් අපි මේ ගානෙම හදන්න යන්නේ. දැන් අපි දන්නවා r bar equals to r bar කීයද ආවේ? 0.09 yes 0.09. Then our equation අපේ equation එක මොකක්ද? Standard deviation. Okay, you just give me 2 minutes. Okay, then what is our equation? This one is the equation for the standard deviation. Is that okay? Yes. Now first we need to take this part, that means r minus r bar. Let's take that column. ඔයාලා එක එක column ගහගන්න මේකට. First let's take r minus r bar, then we need to get the power value of that, then r minus r bar power 2, then we can go for r minus r bar power 2 into pi. Okay, then we can take the sigma value. Okay, calculate this r minus r bar. R minus R bar. Tell me the values. මේකෙන් අඩු කරන්න R bar 0.09. Tell me the one by one values. හදලා කියන්න. First minus 0.15 minus 0.09 0.06 minus 0.03 into 0.09 0.12 make a minus ne then end on වෙනස වැඩි නේ. Here how much should be the change? Minus 0.15 minus 0.09, it's minus 24 minus 0.24 here minus 0.3 minus 0.03 minus 0.09, it's minus 0.12 here 9 in I think here 0 here 0.12 here 0.33 minus 0.09 here 0.24. Now the power values we need to take r minus r make a varga කරන්න. Power values of this, yes, we need to take the power values of this 0.24 into 0.24, then here 0.05 0.0576, okay, 0.12 0.0144 here 0 මෙතන තරකමනේ 0.0144 0.0576 මේ වගේ minus එන්නේ power වෙනකොට minus minus plus වෙනවා. Okay, then we need to multiply this by probabilities. Probability එකෙන් ගුණ කරන්න 0.0576 into 10%. That means 0.00576 here 0.00288 here 0 here 0.00288 here 0.00576. Now take the total. Then this is the variance actually. මෙතන එන උත්තරේ එතකොට variance. Variance වල equation එක කියන්නේ මේකේ power root එක මේකේ square root එක නැතුවනේ. 0 point, I think I have got the answer. 0.01728. Is that? Yes. Okay. Now this is the variance. We need to take the standard deviation. Then standard deviation can be calculated of 0.01728. Tell me the answer. What is the answer? 0.1315 or 13.15%. Is that? Yes. Yes. Okay. This is the standard deviation. Now the thing is, sometimes you may have asked by giving, let's say you may say one security. A is standard deviation is 13.15%. B's standard deviation is 15%. You may ask, what is the most risky security, A or B? Then what is the most risky one? Most risky one, A or B? A is standard deviation 13.15, B is 15%. That means B is having huge variance. The distribution is high. Therefore, possibilities are high. Therefore, high standard deviation is having for B. Therefore, B is high risky security from these two. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a break. Then after let's meet back 2:30. 2:30. Now, I think no doubts up to now. So now let's. This is it is not that much of famous measurement. This is known as coefficient of variance. Coefficient of variance. Coefficient of variance can be calculated as actually standard deviation over RB. So in this particular case, our standard deviation is 0.1315 and R bar is 0.09. So in our case, our example, we can calculate CV standard deviation. We got 0.13 or something, 1315. Okay, this measures relative risk. Okay, the ratio of the standard deviation of distribution of mean of that distribution. Okay, these by measurements also can be useful to measure the risk of particular security. Then something about discrete and continuous distributions I have put here. This is not finance, this is actually statistics. Okay, up to now we discuss about these types of distributions. In case of district distributions, up to now we got certain results. We have got certain results. Now we have identified there is a possibility of happening having 50 minus 15% of return, minus 3% of return, 9% of return. Then all the probabilities we identify. Let's say here 10%, here yes, here 10% of possibility, here 20% of possibility, here 40% of possibility, here again 20% of possibility, here again 10% of possibility. All together you can identify 100%. Okay, we know that alternatives which can be happen වෙන්න පුළුවන් විකල්ප සියල්ල අපිට countable, those are countable. But when it's become continuous distributions, we don't know actually what can be happen. Api danne hariyatama. It is uncountable. Results can be uncountable. Okay, like this. In here we have identified 15, 3, 9, 21, 33. We have identified, and probability is also identified. But in continuous distributions, we don't know. Okay, up to now we discuss how to calculate expected returns and the standard deviation related to the district distribution. Now let's see how it can be calculated in case of continuous distributions. Then අපි බලමු continuous distributions වලට යද්දි කොහොමද ඔක calculate කරන්නේ කියලා. Okay, first it's easier. It's easy. R bar can be calculated sigma ri divided by n. ඒ කියන්නේ return වල එකතුවෙන් අපිට තියෙන items ගානෙන් බෙදනවා. ඒකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් average එක mean value එක හොයන විදිහට තමයි R bar මෙතනදී calculate කරන්නේ. Without okay, then when it's become standard deviation, this is the expected return on the R bar. Then when it's become standard deviation, it's the measurements which can be used to measure the risk. So it can be calculated R minus R bar power 2 divided by n are probabilities. We don't know the such probabilities. Okay, now this is for continuous distribution. Okay, okay, then now let's do practice session. These are the now we are not giving then ඔයාලට continuous සහ district අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් ලේසි විදිය තමයි ලේසිම විදිය තමයි in case of district distributions we have been given the probabilities. එතකොට ඔයාලට අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් ලේසිම විදිය තමයි district distributions වලදී probabilities දීලා තියෙනවා, continuous distribution වලදී probabilities දෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. The thing is we don't it is uncountable. We don't know actual possible results specifically. Okay, now let's see. අපි මේකේ expected return එකයි standard deviation එකයි calculate කරමු. First we have been given some even though මෙතන සාමාන්‍යයෙන් continuous වෙනකොට පුතේ 100ක් 200ක් මෙතන returns තියෙනවා, but it is not practical to calculate කියනවා, uncountable. එතකොට වෙන්න පුළුවන් risk දැන් මෙතන 10ක් තිබ්බට මේක අපි ගණනය කරමු කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. Assume the following list represent the continuous distribution of population of returns for the particular investment. Even though there are only 10 returns, calculate the expected return and the standard deviation. Here I have put that into this slide. Okay, then let's calculate. Then simply expected return in the sense R bar equals how? Sigma Ri divided by n. Here calculate the sigma Ri. මේ ටිකේම එකතු අරගෙන මට කියන්න. sigma Ri කියලා කියන්නේ එකතුවනේ. Take the total. Then n equals to 10. එකතු අරන් කියන්න පුතේ. 9.6, then plus minus 15.4 plus 26.7 minus 0.2 plus 20.9 plus 28.3 minus 5.9 plus 3.3 plus 12.2 plus 10.5, 90. Okay, then here 90, then R bar equals to 9%. Yes, R bar equals to 9%. The high with okay. Now here the standard deviation Ri minus R bar power 2. Okay, let's see. Sigma Ri minus R bar power 2 divided by n. Let's come to here. So here we can list out the Ri values, percentages, 9.6 minus 15.4, 26.7 minus 0.2, 20.9, 28.3 minus 5.9, 3.3, 12.2 and 10.5. Then take the values of Ri minus R bar, then Ri minus R bar power 2. ඉන්නවනේ සුරේෂ් ඉන්න හොඳයි. සුදාරක් escort now මට ෂුවර් නැහැ වෙන නමකින් රීනේම් මොනවද දන්නේ. Okay, now tell me the value. දැන් ආයෙ මම හදන්න ඕනේ නැහනේ. Now tell me the sigma value. දැන් මේක අරගෙන මේ ටික එකතු අරගෙන මට කියන්න ඒ value එක. That means sigma Ri minus R bar power 2 value එක මට කියන්න. Tell me the value for Ri minus R bar power 2.